2 months ago, I get home and she left a note. My friend calls it Exhibit A. Basically, she was going on our trip without me. She had quit her job, took most of our savings, and wasn't sure when she'd be back. Maybe a year, maybe sooner. She knew I'd understand.
She tried to come back after 4 months of a solo trip, then this happens. I'm sick as hell, so you guys get Dark GriffinMind today. Yo, special Dark GriffinMind announcement. I just made a second channel. I hear you guys in the comments, sometimes you say videos are too long, they're not long enough. You need clips, you need shorts, you need all this. I hear you guys. So I created this second channel and we're gonna be putting up tons of content over there. It's a brand new channel. You can see we just came out with these 2 videos. We're trying to get it monetized right now. So if you guys could do me a favor and just go over, subscribe, like, watch a video real quick, and that would just really help me out. So be sure to check it out. It'll be the first link in the description and in the pinned comment. Appreciate you guys, man. Now back to Dark GriffinMind. Let's do it.
My wife abandoned me 2 months ago to find herself.
Ooh.
We know what that means, bro.
These never end good.
We know what that means.
My wife Mary's family had a history of dementia, developing memory issues in their mid to late 50s.
Okay.
We have talked a lot last year about taking the remaining college fund and our regular savings, selling or renting the house. We were ready to downsize anyway, quit our jobs, and travel for a year or until the money runs out. 2 months ago, I get home and she left a note. My friend calls it Exhibit A. Basically, she was going on our trip without me. She had quit her job, took most of our savings, and wasn't sure when she'd be back. Maybe a year, maybe sooner. She knew I'd understand. Her location is turned off. My calls go directly to voicemail. I texted the kids a picture of the note.
That's terrible.
I closed all joint cards and accounts.
Smart.
I waited a month to see if she'd come back, hopefully before she spent our savings.
So she's worried about her health, worried about her memory going down the toilet. So you guys decide to do this last hurrah kind of trip. And then at the last second, she just decides to do it by doing it herself, bro. And they have children together. What a crazy way to really spit in your husband's face. Spit in your whole family's face, really. She is basically saying that she regrets all of the time that they spent together. That's basically it. She doesn't want to spend her somewhat final last moments with him, but this guy's actions were actually pretty solid. So he closed the joint bank accounts, canceled the credit cards and all this kind of stuff, and then he just tells the children what she did. Like, that's pretty gangster. But dude, it's so crazy how she wants some of her last memories to be just by herself partying without her family. And of course, you just know she's gonna be lining up dude after dude. Wild behavior.
I get random texts and she sporadically posts on Instagram. Of course, she has her comments turned off.
Oh.
I want to block her so bad, but my lawyer advised me that it's better to maintain a communication channel that's not through our kids. Her last post was from Hawaii. She put in the comments how great a husband I was for letting her take this trip.
Whoa.
I'm barely making it, paying 2 cars, a mortgage, household bills, insurance, hoping there are no emergencies because I have no savings. And she's enjoying our trip.
And she's even trying to maintain this public appearance like, oh, my husband, he's totally fine with it. Her voice is a little bit deeper now. She's posting on Instagram like, damn, my husband is such a good guy. He's such a good guy, letting me go out on solo trips when he's sitting at home going broke and he's absolutely not okay with it. It's crazy, man. She's putting up just a fake facade of what is actually going on. It's always interesting when women do stuff like this because it just shows you how important the public appearances are. You know, anyway, let's keep going.
I'm no fool. She's hooking up with guys. She looks good. She'll have 0 problems getting men. I texted her and asked if she was sleeping around. A week later, she responded that wasn't true.
A week later.
So I'm drinking alone on a Friday night, and she's somewhere, probably on a beach, enjoying her life. And then relevant comments. Somebody says, thanking you for letting her take this trip is basically her saying, when I get through living this single life, I'll be coming back to the comfort and security of a married life. When she returns, I'd say, welcome home. Here are your walking papers. And OP responded, she is 100% under the delusion that she's coming back to a marriage. She had a few conversations with our daughter, and she's convinced I'll understand and forgive her. So she is speaking to the kids. I asked her to send me an address to serve her papers. She only told me that we'll work it out when she comes home. Like the we will.
So crazy because he even asked her, are you sleeping around? That's what he texted her. And then a week later, she says, no, No, I promise I'm not. I'm not, I swear. Like, really, she must think this guy is a bozo. An absolute pushover. She thinks this guy is just going to accept it. That he's just going to accept her essentially abandoning him, taking tons of his money, cheating on him endlessly. And she thinks like, oh yeah, he's just gonna be stoked. He's gonna be so happy about this. He'll be so understanding that I was on my personal journey. I found myself in 50 dudes' different beds. Wow. Like, she really has no respect for this guy whatsoever. She doesn't consider him, think about how he's doing. None of it, man. None of it.
I'm not looking forward to her returning. It has to happen, but when she comes back, I'll have to deal with her. The divorce, getting the house ready to sell, dividing all of our stuff, finding a new place to live. I'm hoping she'll stay away until after New Year's, but my daughter says she thinks her mom will be home for Christmas, either to stay or visit.
Dude,
my lawyer
what?
will have papers ready to serve her. Hopefully she'll just agree to the terms and continue her travels. Look at the phone bill to see where she's at and possibly going. I did look at her usage and I did notice that she doesn't post on social media until after she leaves a place.
She is so calculated and it's sick.
Yes.
Like when she posted about Hawaii, she made a call that day that originated in Los Angeles. She posted about a cruise, and I figured out the dates, trying to serve her at the port, possibly.
A cruise?
Oh, okay.
A cruise?
Can you imagine hopping off the boat and getting served at the pier?
But it ended a couple of days before she posted.
Okay, so that actually answers it. He's trying to get her divorce papers, but she's being so sneaky, not responding, totally dodging all of his messages and everything. So he can't lock her down to actually get her the divorce papers. Bro, she is so devious, but again, at the same time, she's posting all of this on social media. Just so, look at me, look at my life, I'm having the best time. Yeah. Like, truly, she is just living way off in Disneyland. She's living a fantasy right now, but pretending for everyone like, oh, everything is so good and our marriage is going to be fine. I'm just going to show up and he's going to be so stoked. Well, let's see what happens.
And then there's updates. Okay, so my wife texted me in the middle of December that she'd be home for Christmas. I told her that we, our daughter and I, would be at my brother's. She obviously wasn't welcome. I'd leave her car in the driveway, in the fob in the backyard. She wasn't allowed in the house unless I was there. She didn't have keys to get in. She spent Christmas with her sister. When I got back, I met with her. I decided not to be overly confrontational because I didn't want to give her the satisfaction of thinking I cared enough to be mad. She was taken aback about how detached I was. I could tell it bothered her that I didn't show much emotion, not even anger. I just wanted her to agree to a divorce.
It says she was gone for 4 months, bro. 4 months. Like, this guy has been going through it for that entire time. He's probably already gotten over her to some extent. He's already processed a lot of what has happened. That his wife essentially just betrayed him. And now he's just stoic, cold as hell. He doesn't care. But really, she tried showing back up. She just wants to fit right back into her family. Just like nothing happened. Just like she didn't do anything. Bro, this sounds like some kind of mental break even. This is crazy, man. She essentially tried to take a 4-month break from her marriage and expected this guy to be totally cool with it, but nah. He's cold as ice.
My daughter stopped talking to her / texting her.
Yeah,
she's pretty upset.
makes
Her
sense.
worry turned to anger when she realized her mom wasn't having a mental breakdown, but just being selfish. If her mom was sticking around, they could probably work through it eventually. I just care that my daughter is happy, so whatever she decides, I'll support. Number 2, did she spend all of the money? About half. I think she realized she needed to figure it out before she completely ran out of money. I asked her why she didn't just get a divorce before she left. Then she wouldn't have to do this behind our backs, and she would have plenty of money without stealing our joint savings.
Yeah.
She claims that she didn't want a divorce, that she wanted us to live whatever life she figured out. I told her that's not how marriages work, one person deciding for the other. In talking / texting our daughter, her family, my texts and voicemails, she realized I might not forgive her. She was right about that.
Might.
So she might have to visualize a future without me.
No, you start visualizing a future without me. Are you crazy?
Wow. Yeah, bro, this is some peak TikTok delusion right here, man. She really thought she could just walk right back into his life. Walk back into the family's life. But nah, bro, she left a nuclear bomb behind. The second she left with half their savings, screwing over her husband, neglecting their daughter, Like, bro, what the hell, man? This is actually insane. Bro, the thing is, she mentioned some of her family members had dementia and she's worried about getting it in the future. See, all this dude had to do was, before they go on the trip, just say, baby, we already went on the trip. What are you talking about? But baby, we already went on the trip. Don't you remember? We went to Hawaii, we went to Beijing, we went to Kuala Lumpur, we went to freaking Qatar, we went to Ulaanbaatar. Don't you remember any of this, babe? That's so evil. And then, bro, you could have just avoided all of this. And she'll just be thinking, oh, I guess that dementia's setting in finally. I'm losing it. I got the Alzheimer's.
I'm actually really happy with how it all turned out. Our divorce is far from final, but we agreed on the big things. We'll sell the house, how to split the retirement and profit from the house, how to pay back the money she took, and what I spent maintaining the household. I got most of what I wanted from the settlement. She'll soon be mostly out of my life. I won't have to pay alimony, and because she's choosing to make significantly less money than I was, I won't be forced to support her.
That is not a bad conclusion, actually. Sounds like he's getting a pretty good deal. The fact that she actually has to pay back the money as well, that is pretty solid, actually. When a woman says, find herself, it means it's over. Yeah, 100%. Bro, honestly, I want you guys to leave a comment if that has happened to you. Because I swear, this is such a common phrase thing for women to say. This dude's been in an open relationship with her from the moment they met. He just didn't know about it. You know, this really could be one of those situations, because when you have somebody like this that is so just, I mean, purely it's just narcissism, man. I mean, it's just the inability to see outside of yourself. Like, she truly did not care whatsoever about what this guy wanted. So I mean, there could definitely be some mental issues going on. This whole time she didn't see any issues with what she was doing. So probably throughout the relationship there was some infidelity, some messed up things that she's done, but she just didn't say anything. A man will give up his happiness for his family. A woman will give up her family for her happiness. Yeah, bro, that sums up the story pretty much. Because genuinely, just for this few-month fling, she could go party and do her thing. She has genuinely ruined her entire family unit. Totally nuked it. She sacrificed the relationship with her husband and with her daughter. And really, now she's gonna have to spend essentially the rest of her life atoning for what she did just in those few months. But it sounds like the family's gonna be better off without her. Let's just be real. Thoughts and comments down below. Now let's get on with the show.
Put a finger down if you recently became pregnant and you found out you're about 2 or so months along, and you're super excited to hear that you're having a second baby, but now you're super nervous to tell your husband because he made it very clear after you just had this first baby of yours that it was a one and done type of thing, which you agreed upon. But now that you hear you're having a second baby, you're super excited to tell him and super excited to have this baby. So you come up with a way to get him excited, and you do. It's a very creative way, and it's a little TikTok trend of we listen and we don't judge. And while you're filming this with your husband and you're getting ready to tell him that you're having a second baby together, he decides to break the news that he got a snip circumcision 4 months ago, meaning that he hasn't been able to have kids in 4 months, but yet somehow you're pregnant and it's only been 2 months. That's when you go from being really excited you're about to tell your husband that you're having a second baby together to being really confused about how that's even possible. And in the midst of all this chaos, you decide to just stop filming. You edit the video anyway and save it to your drafts because you think it'll be funny for later. And then you go on your vacation. But when you come back from your vacation, you look at your TikTok and you see it didn't save to your drafts. It posted on TikTok. And so now millions of people, strangers, friends, family, and in-laws have now seen that you and your husband are having a second baby. And yet your husband still does not know you are having a second baby together because you don't know how to tell him at this point.
Lying trepidatious 304s, man. What the hell? I swear, man, women that post on social media, especially the video format, that is one of the biggest red flags now in the modern world. You cannot date female content creators. You literally just can't do it.
So last night, I accidentally ended up at a streamer party, right? I walk in. First of all, I don't really like the vibes. I like an actual party where everyone's enjoying themselves, but everyone was just here, like, making content. Whatever, cool. I walk up, and if you've seen the video, you've seen it, where my friend is talking to this guy, and he's streaming. And he's like, let me take you for a spin. She's like, I'm not, but my friend might. And I'm like, what are we talking about? And he's like, let me take you for a spin. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I start spinning. Like, literally, like, I'm like, do-do-do. Like, I don't know what you mean by that. So, he was like, I mean, like, take you upstairs and take you out of your dress. And I'm like, oh, wait, what? Like, there's no way this guy's saying this to me right now. And I was like, wait. Like, not even the, can I take you to dinner? Like, what happened to, like, manners and being a gentleman? And he's like, let's just go to the back of my car. I'm like, are you insane? Like,
Bro.
So, obviously, that didn't go his way. I can't believe, like, just men really think that that works. Like, you think just because you changed your looks a little, you're one of those looks-maxing guys or whatever, that you now get to talk to women crazy. At the end of the day, that does not work for real women and real men.
Just clout chasing 304s, man. Honestly, bro, sometimes it is genuinely painful listening to women's stories. And with this one, bro, it's just so obvious. She loved the attention. She wants more. She's making a video out of it, trying to get the clout. They're just airheads, man. And by the way, she definitely wanted to get with this guy. Definitely. Don't know how I know. So this guy says, let me take you for a spin. What does she do? She spins. Okay. What is this? This is compliance. She was into the guy 100%. And by the way, this is a little bit of a side note. If you're on a date or you're first starting to talk to a girl or something like that, you can do little compliance tests like that to see if she's going to be a headache long term or not, or to just gauge her interest towards you. Okay, so if you're talking to a girl for the first time, you're into her, you're checking out the vibe and all this, just ask her to do something. Say, give me her hand, and don't reach out and grab it or anything like that. Let her raise her hand and give it to you. Tell her, do a spin for me, let me see the fit. Or another one, you tell her what to wear. This is prior to the date, obviously. Before you guys head out, text her, wear all black. And you'll be able to gauge her interest. If she shows up in all black, bro, she is so down. She's so game for you. And all of these, they might sound a little bit simple, but why this matters is she willing to listen to you? Just really that straightforward. Is she willing to follow your lead? Anyway, she's just your typical bimbo. Let's move on.
Dave just canceled on me tonight because he found my TikTok. And that's really unfortunate because this is like the first time where social media has been like a detriment.
It's not social media, it's you. You decided to use social media as your personal diary when it comes to your dating experiences. And listen, it's fine for you to do that for yourself, but your date saw your social media and said that he didn't want to be a part of the BS. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
Okay, an update on Dan. You don't have the emotional capacity for a girlfriend. Okay, so I want to talk about my date tonight. This was actually my second date night with Liam. Michael, you're weird. What was that? Okay.
Dude.
These videos were basically at the top of her page. I didn't even need to scroll down far to find them. So I can only imagine there's so many more. Based off that, it just seems as if you're going on dates just so you can make content. Him canceling that date was the best thing he did for himself.
Dude, you guys want to know something? Let me tell you something personal. I've gotten the question a few times if the channel has affected my dating life at all. So let me just answer. So ever since I started the channel, like obviously I show my face, I express my opinions and all this kind of stuff. And some people will say, oh, you have extreme opinions and all this. Whatever, bro. I'm just doing me, giving my thoughts. And honestly, I didn't really think about how it would affect my dating life prior to making the channel and all this. But it's actually been pretty interesting. Where now it's to the point where the content itself like auto sorts through a lot of these women. Because again, it's very obvious like who I am, what I stand for, and all of this, where really it just weeds out all the liberals. But and then on top of that, I get the girls that are like really down. I get the girls that are like really into it. You know, they want the guy that is a man. They want the guy that's going to put them in their place. So the thing is with all the videos, the channel and everything, all the followers and all that, I don't know if it's really helped me get girls necessarily. I was basically doing exactly the same before the channel. But I think what it did help with is the sorting. It helped with the sorting of them. So I guess it has helped me then, to be fair. Like in general, I find the quality that I'm looking for.
97% of women would rather go to jail than admit fault. You think I'm
lying. Penn State University, July 15, 2025. The study investigates a hypothesis that a significant portion of the population, particularly women, may consciously prefer incarceration to the psychological and social burden of admitting fault. 3,292 women, 3,854 men. Among female participants, 97.4% consistently chose being incarcerated over admitting fault. 11.4% of men chose incarceration over admitting fault.
That is the most woman thing I've ever heard.
A lot of women have daddy issues. Because what I just experienced, out of here. I went to a coffee shop in New York with my friend. We were sitting and we sat next to these two girls. They were talking loud as obnoxious as But out of the whole conversation, what we heard was my husband is quitting his job and he's going to 6 months in academy to be a cop. And do you know how much they make? Like $45,000. And he asked me if I can just help support him for like those 6 months and go to work. I don't know what the he thinks I am, but I'm not doing that. So I can literally find somebody tomorrow to like replace him because he must be out of his mind. Me and my friend were like, what the f? And my friend is a guy and he was like, yo, this is what I run into. These are the type of females. And surprisingly, she got married. That guy, that poor guy. I hope he goes to the academy and she leaves him.
Yeah, bro. It's the typical modern woman delusion. That's all that is. It's crazy just the difference in quality between the men and women. Because really, I think there are significantly more quality men than quality women. Because you have guys like this, he's set on his path, he knows what he wants, he's gonna have a stable job for the rest of his life, and for some reason this chick thinks she's better than him. Like, for why? For what? And this chick isn't willing to put in any effort into your relationship. She's not willing to give anything. That's the thing, bro. So many women today, they do not want to build, they just want to move in. That's it, man. That's the thing. It makes it so much more difficult when you have built something, you have worked on yourself, you've created a life for yourself, but you remember how you were treated before you had everything built. So many of these chicks, bro, they wouldn't even look your way if you didn't build what you did. And that's why so many guys, they get to this mindset where they're so icy cold with women, especially the guys that have made something of themselves and they've had to work for their dating access. I heard this saying a while ago that you can either love women or understand them, but you can't do both. And there's definitely some truth in that, bro.
So I saw this interview of a guy asking a girl what she brings to the table, and her response is exactly why men are tired of dating. She basically said she doesn't have to bring anything to the table and got offended that he even asked her that question. This entitled mindset is why men are walking away from dating. Here's what I realized. Men have been taught since birth how to treat women, but we as women are taught our entire lives how to be treated by a man, not how to treat a man. Like, think about it. From the time we're little girls, we're told what we deserve, what we should expect, what standards we should have, but nobody teaches us what we should give, how we should support, or what we should contribute. Men from a very early age learn about respect, providing, protecting, leading, and making a woman feel valued. But what are women learning? How to receive, demand, expect, and be catered to? We're taught that we're queens who deserve to be worshipped, but nobody teaches us how to be the type of woman worth worshiping. And the dating advice women get from other women is so toxic. We have this mentality, if he won't, then someone else will. So if he won't pay for your dates or buy you expensive gifts or treat you like a queen, then guess what? Someone else will. Like, that's basically the dating advice for women, and it's so messed up. Like, imagine if the roles were reversed and men were like, if she can't cook or won't clean or support or respect me, then someone else will. Women would lose their freaking mind.
The thing is, that is what's happening today. You know, you see the huge pushback, you know, with guys like Tate, Myra, and channels like mine, all that. And it's literally men just saying, yeah, if you're not going to respect me, I'm not going to be in a relationship with you. If you don't fall in line, you're not going to cook and clean, we're not going to be in a relationship. I'm not going to spend time with you. I'm going to move on. That's the thing with a lot of the red pill stuff today. In a way, it is just a response. It's just a response to how mad the world has gotten, how delusional the women have become. But it's obviously making a change, and we're making a bigger and bigger dent as time goes on. So really, we just got to keep it up, bro. I want to hear more and more stories about, you know, guys walking away from dates, guys putting their foot down, guys having standards and boundaries. I want to see all of this. We have to shift the culture.
I divorced my wife because the way that she started dressing. I told her from the jump that I don't like women that dress provocative. I don't like that stuff at all.
Okay.
You have to dress modest. You know what I'm saying? Only dress provocative if it's just me and you inside the house. So she started hanging out with these girls from a job.
All right.
And, you know, I met them. And I'm instantly just thinking in my mind that this is not a good group right here. This is one of them groups where she's not going to want to feel like she's being left out and stuff like that. And I told her, I said, I don't think you should be hanging out with these chicks because all these chicks are single. You know what I'm saying? None of these chicks are married. You know, single women, they tend to get married women in trouble.
Yeah.
So after about like a month, you know what I'm saying, of her chilling with these girls, she started dressing like how they was dressing. And I'm like, whoa. I was like, where you going with that on? And then she told me, she was like, it's just an outfit. It's not much. I'm just, you know, just dressing for the occasion. I'm like, no. I said, no, you got to take that off. I'm like, no, I don't care who you hanging with. You can't put that on, man. You're not fit to go out there dressed like that. And instead of her going to change, she left anyway. She said, no, this is what I'm going to wear. All my friends are dressing like this, and this is just what I'm going to wear. Okay. When she came back, it only take one time to do that stuff with me. You know what I'm saying?
Good for you.
When she came back, 2 o'clock in the morning, all her stuff was outside. All of it.
Good, bro.
She was knocking on the door, calling my phone, asking me to let her in. I said, no, it's over. I said, you only got one time to do me like that. And I'm like, yeah, it's over. Nah, heck no. I asked you not to go out there and dress like that. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like you showing too much. I said, it's over. So I threw all her stuff out and then let her back in. Call her mom and call her dad. I said, it's over. I said, I don't talk to people that dress provocative. I don't talk to people like that. And now she want to start because she's hanging out with these girls. I kicked her butt out. Fellas, one time, that's it. You let it fly after that, they're just going to keep doing it to you. One time.
So true, man. This is exactly what I'm talking about. He's simply having boundaries. He's having standards. What did she do? She crossed over them. And what did he do? He said, I'm not okay with this. I don't allow this in my life, in my relationship. I know where this kind of lifestyle leads. I'm just not having it. And then it was her choice. She decided to still do all of this stuff. And at that point, when she steps over your boundaries, you have to walk away, bro. You have to. He made it so clear, and she still did it. And honestly, in that moment, she no longer respected him, man. That's the thing. What she cares about now is all of those work friends that she went out with. She chose the work friends over you, her husband. So it sucks you lose a 10-year marriage, but man, you did it right.
Respect my man? I don't do that. Because if I go out dressed a certain way, I know I'm looking for some kind of attention that I'm not looking for.
Based.
I'm committed to him and only him.
Is that a pimple?
Is that a receding hairline?
Is that a wrinkle?
Bro, what the fuck?
College, I dated a very traditional Christian man who asked me at one point, how do you feel about after you graduated, we just immediately got married and you were a stay-at-home wife and you didn't have to work? I was honestly offended by that question because I was so passionate about this thing that I was getting a degree in that I was just so eager to enter the workforce and do this thing that I loved and get money for it. Fast forward to today, I've graduated, we broke up, I'm now working in the profession of the thing that I got a degree in, and I changed my mind.
I guarantee you.
I changed my mind.
That guy's winning.
I don't want to do it anymore. I'm done.
I had a chat with a friend of mine last night who was complaining about how women don't want to be housewives anymore and they just want to have a career and they want to work and they want to hustle. And it was just insane because I looked at him and I was like, who on earth wants to work? And he was like, every woman, they want to work, they don't want to be at home, like they don't want to be taking care of the kids and whatever. And I was like, name me one woman that wants to work right now. Like, there's no woman on earth that just wants to work and hustle and whatever. Like, it doesn't.
The girlies are quitting their jobs. McKinsey just released their Women at Work Report 2024 edition, and what they found is that about a third of women are planning to leave their jobs.
Pretty much every video I post about careers, I get a ton of comments from people saying, I just don't want to work. Like, I wish, I don't know, no job sounds appealing to me because I just don't want to work.
Bro, to be honest, this is why a lot of this is just a waste of time. It's just a waste of time. Like, so many women, they spend years of their lives working towards something that they just hate, and they waste all of their prime years. All of their prime childbearing years are just gone so they can learn how to do a job that they eventually hate. Like, that's what it is, bro. Because usually this is what you always see. You see women going to college, where they graduate at 22, 23, whatever. They end up getting into the workforce, they start partying and doing all of this. And then usually around that 30 mark, they realize, oh, you know what, this working, I don't really like it, man. It's not as fun as I thought. You know, I thought I'd be a big boss CEO at Balenciaga, but I guess not, dude. It's actually a lot harder than I thought. So I think I'm just gonna settle down with the Beta Bob. She has a really weird voice. I don't know what's wrong with her. But man, that is just exactly what happens over and over and over. So many times it just ends up being a waste of time completely. When imagine if instead you just started a family, you turned 20 years old and you started a family, you could easily have 5 kids before you're 30. But no, I want a boss babe at Balenciaga. That's what I want to do.
You'll be better looking in 10 years time, starting with you.
I think so, actually, yeah.
Okay, you're 28, better looking in 10 years time at 38?
Yes, yeah.
48?
Yes.
58?
Yes.
68?
I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I got good genetics. I'm gonna say yeah. My family's they're healthy, beautiful skin.
Good genetics.
And yeah.
Good genetics.
50 years, 78, better looking?
I would say I'm just gonna be beautiful regardless, you know.
You're 25, better looking in 10 years time at 35?
Definitely better looking because I'm gonna get surgery.
You're 23, better looking in 10 years time at 33?
Honestly, yeah, I would say I do have a lot of potential.
I see sagging and wrinkles in your future. Bro, this is insane, man. Delusion doesn't even begin to describe what's going on today, bro. It's a mass psychosis. They're genuinely living on a different planet.
Anyways, I forgot how fun it was having a crush. I know I told you guys I'm not dating. I was pretty ambitious. I was like, I'm not dating for a year. And that's true. I am not dating. But I have been on dates. I'm just rejecting 99.9% of them. But I did say yes to this one date. Honestly, I don't even know how much I want to talk about this online. My crush obviously knows that I post on here. They also know that I like them. But it's so new. And I just don't know how much detail I want to give yet, but it is so fun.
Oh my
like,
God, holy crap, man! I could feel it. The brain cells are melting out my ears, bro. I can't. Now I'm getting a headache, bro. The sickness is getting worse. Something that's so crazy with this is, man, there's so many women today where their entire personality is just being single. What? Like, actually, you literally just spend your time going from guy to guy. You don't do anything else. You don't have hobbies. You just are single. It's just crazy, man. We're cooked. It's just cooked, bro. I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm gonna pass out.
Ladies, if you don't want your man to actually lose feelings for you, you need to do these 3 things. First, you need to stop criticizing him, because you constantly telling him what he's doing too much of or what he's not doing enough of is only going to demotivate him from actually working on it and doing more for you. The second thing is you not showing him respect. If you're not respecting him all the time, he's not going to stick around for long. And the third thing is you constantly competing with him instead of completing him. You don't need to make more money than him. You don't need to be as good at certain things as him. It doesn't matter. You guys are a team. Start acting like it and start complimenting him and actually pushing him to do better instead of trying to tear him down so you can be better than him.
Okay, bro, here's the thing. This is so dual-sided, and you almost never hear people talk about this. So the thing is, for a relationship to work, she has to respect you. She has to respect you and look up to you, okay? But if you are not respectable, you don't run your own life, you have all these addictions, and you need to be told what to do, then bro, you deserve to be in a relationship like that. You deserve to be with a woman that runs your life and tells you what to do all the time, because you aren't fulfilling your role. You aren't leading. But on the other side of this, if you are that respectable man, you are on your grind, you are doing all of this, and you are with a woman that disrespects you and tries to command you and tell you what to do, that is not okay. I really feel like so many people, they say, oh, it's just one or the other. But now, bro, there are a bunch of beta dudes today that genuinely need to be told what to do. And when you're in that situation, it's much more so like a mother-son kind of relationship. It will pretty much always just lead to misery. It leads to divorce, it leads to cheating, it leads to no respect. Do not be that guy. And bro, if you need to be told what to do by a woman, then you get what you deserve, bro. Really, if you don't run your life, someone else will.
I spent 20 years believing my dad was a monster, and I thought I was protecting myself by staying away from him. Then, one day, at 28 years old, something cracked, and I realized I had been lied to.
As a kid, I'm gonna tell you a story. When I was a kid, my mom told me that my dad wasn't there when I was born. She told me that he was on a golf trip instead. She told me that he chose golf over me. He was not there when I was born, okay? So in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, well, you know, my mom thinks my dad has his priorities twisted. Maybe he does. I saw my dad every other weekend, you know, custody battle things, whatever. When I got older, my dad ended up getting custody of me. When I was 14, he walked out of his room one night wearing a set of scrubs. And I said, why are you wearing those scrubs? You've never worked in a hospital. And he said, this is what I was wearing the day you were born. In that one moment, a lie that I had believed my entire life unraveled in front of me. My mom had told me that my own father was not present at my birth because he chose a golf tournament instead of being there when I was born. But he walked out of his bedroom wearing the scrubs he was wearing when I was born. My point is, the truth always comes out.
This happens way more often than you'd think. So the majority of custody goes to women, but what happens a lot of times is the mother will start to demonize the father, to put the children against the man as well. And bro, you just imagine it. You have 18 years of negative brainwashing that you can put into your children to prioritize you, the mother, instead of the father. This happens really, really often, man. All right, you guys, that's the end of Dark Griffin Mind. Like, subscribe, path of progress. I'll see you later. It's a brand new channel. You can see we just came out with these 2 videos. We're trying to get it monetized right now. So if you guys could do me a favor and just go over, subscribe, like, watch a video real quick, and that would just really help me out. So be sure to check it out. It'll be the first link in the description and in the pinned comment.